or yeah, a director who makes themselves available to the actor or to, to everyone. I don't think that you're setting the right tone if you're someone that's closed off and leaves it to everyone else to figure out. I mean, I love the trust aspect in that, but there's also the other side of it where if you leave too much independence for the actor for their own interpretation, you're missing, whatever you want to get out of the scene or out of the project itself. It's not my piece of work, it's yours. So I want to make sure that I'm on the same page as you, and if there's an open line of communication so that we can discuss my character or your vision for my character or whatever I'm portraying, whoever I'm portraying, then it just makes it that much easier.
Is there any unfavorable moments that you got with the director?
I did a guest spot a while back, and even even with it just being a guest spot, I hate feeling like an actor that I don't know what's going on. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
With anything that is like specific, um, I feel like there does need to be some conversation, because my character was supposed to have come out, being really cold and almost like a hypothermia type of
Yeah.
situation. And I would have I would have wanted some more direction on what specifically they needed me to do, especially when they were bringing me in the stretcher, because it was just kind of like, okay, well, this is what I think is supposed to happen based on what I've read,
Yeah.
but no one's told me otherwise. So,
Yeah. Something a director, how can they give you adjustments in a way that you will receive it?
on East Los, Carlos Portugal was amazing. He, and especially in the early seasons, he
Mm-hmm.
would call and he would want to have conversations just to get on the same page for the vision, for the character, and really just making sure that we were aligned. And then when we would get on set, if there was something that I was doing wrong, or maybe he wanted me to go in a different direction, he would take us aside and we would discuss it, and just tweak it tweak it a little
Mm-hmm.
bit. He would explain the scene and then say, you know what, let's try it this way, just to play with it and see how this feels. And I mean, because that was a great take, so we have that, but let's just do this one and see what it does.
Mm-hmm.
Just
Yeah,
because
yeah.
actors love to play at the end of the day, and that to me feels almost like how your acting coach would, tell
Right.
you to switch it up in a class.
Yeah.
So that was easier for me to take.
How a director can help you prepare for a role. You do prefer like rehearsals and kind of talking about it beforehand and things like that.
Yeah. Um, I like I like having table reads together. I like, really just having a plan for what the vision is and an understanding of what it is before we get to
Mm-hmm.
set. Even when we worked together, I thought that it was awesome how, I mean, you sent over the script, we read it, or I read it, you gave me time to read it on my own. We called and we talked about it,
Mm-hmm.
and even on multiple occasions. So I thought that was really nice. Barney and Friends, we would we would have a table read, and then we would rehearse in, a clean studio with just tape on the floor to know where everything was, and then, be given our spots and everything. But I mean, that was for a children's show, so I don't know if it was because they were working with kids just to get them, I don't know, just to get them prepared for being on set. But
Mm-hmm.
even after we would rehearse in the clean studio, we would then move to the set and walk through everything the day before we would start filming.
Yeah.
So we would walk through the entire episode or the entire video and then film the next day.
Mm-hmm.
So, or the next consecutive days, however long, it would take with videos it would take a little bit longer. But yeah, so it was always a process, and I don't know if it's because of that experience that I'm I crave it now, or if it's just because it helps me to feel more prepared. But
Mm.
yeah, I like that. I like being able to do that. I know that it's not always an option, but being able to do it is nice.
When you want to get involved in a project, how do you know like this is a project you want to invest in?
I think it's definitely the script. The script, well, there's a checklist. So the script first, and then the director and or writer second. Um, and really, it's just those two big things, because everything after that, I mean, has to that's all negotiations after that, right? So
Mm.
um but those two big things. And I mean, I read all the time. I'm constantly reading, I'm constantly watching different shows and movies, and I have a 2-year old, so my imagination is on point. When it comes to reading a script, I I do a pretty good job of envisioning it in its entirety, even before, talking with the director or the writer.